It is time now for the numbers game as we welcome in Jonathan Macri, the Dean of Knicks Film School. All right, Jonathan, our first number for you is 44. The Knicks ended the game on that 44-11 run. Who was the unsung hero of that comeback?
I think Mikal Bridges and Landry Shamet probably did a little bit too much to qualify for unsung hero. So I'm going to go with OG Anunoby for a couple of reasons. Number one, you saw the Knicks switched up the matchups. They had him covering Jarrett Allen on defense, and I think OG was really big on the boards. In the overtime period, he had 3 rebounds by himself. The entire Cleveland team had 0. And then you look at the other end of the floor. Once the Cavs started doubling Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby was the outlet, resulted in a lot of trips to the foul line. He hit 7 of 8 big free throws in that overtime period again. I thought even though he wasn't quite himself coming back from injury, he came up big when the Knicks needed him to.
Love to see that Regis education on display as you stretch the definition of unsung to get OG in there. All right, your next number, Jonathan, 17. Jalen Brunson had 17 of the Knicks' 44 in the 44-11 run. So how is Brunson consistently able to elevate his game in those clutch situations?
Yeah, I mean, I think certain guys just have that clutch gene, and Brunson certainly has it. Obviously, the reigning Clutch Player of the Year award winner from last year. I'm going to go with my answer for this is, though, going to be patience. And I say that patience is the reason that Brunson sets himself apart, because when you look at his collection of skills and abilities, talking about the footwork, the strength, the poise, the handle, obviously the shot making, all of those different things, the reason that they're so often able to come up big in these situations is because nobody ever speeds Jalen Brunson up. He is going to get his shot on his terms when he wants it, and more often than not, he usually winds up going through the hoop.
And sometimes it doesn't hurt to be guarded by James Harden. So that leads us to our next question, or next number, which is 1. Kenny Atkinson called a total of 1 timeout in the fourth quarter. Jonathan, what was the Cavs coach thinking?
I'm not sure that he was thinking, really. Look, to me, this is spreadsheet basketball. And you saw Kenny Atkinson today give a press conference in which he talked about, we have internal data that says the Knicks' shot quality in the fourth quarter was in the first percentile. And I have to ask, what data are you looking at that produces that number? Because when you have Jalen Brunson, who we just talked about, one of the best clutch scorers in the NBA, getting one-on-one situations against the likes of James Harden, if you're telling me that's first percentile shot quality, then whatever machine you're using to produce those numbers is broken. So I think Kenny Atkinson needs to do a better job for Cleveland fans' sake of looking at what's actually happening on the court, but I think it might be too late for his sake. Yeah,
you don't need Excel to tell you that when the roof is about to come off the garden, you need to take a timeout. All right, our final number is 2. Game 2 is Thursday at the Garden. Jonathan, do you give Cleveland any chance to bounce back from that collapse and steal a game in New York?
I am not sure if Knicks fans are going to want to hear this, but I do. I'm not counting Cleveland out just yet for a couple of reasons, most of which have to do with what we saw over the first 40 minutes of the game. I think Cleveland had some real answers for the Knicks offense in terms of putting a center on Josh Hart. They did a great job stifling Karl Anthony Towns. I think the Knicks need to figure out how to get Cat going in a way that he wasn't able to. 7 turnovers in game number 1. And then the other end of the court, Donovan Mitchell and James Harden, the Knicks didn't really have a great answer for either of those guys, especially Donovan Mitchell. I thought actually Mitchell let him off the hook a little bit in the fourth quarter. He didn't demand the ball as much as you thought he might. So I think the Knicks still have some questions to answer, but you just heard Jalen Brunson talk about how they are still going to learn from their experience. I think the Knicks are going to come out of this one with a win.
Yeah, but to your point, there's no doubt they were able to build a 22-point lead for a reason, so still dangerous. Jonathan Macri, thanks for joining us here on Honda Sports Night.